The mind in meditation. Once one has learned to sit correctly and place the body correctly, one goes on to set the mind in order. Since the main qualities of meditation are dependent on the connection one has with one's guru, the first thing one does is to consider the guru as the very essence of all the Buddhas, all the gurus of the lineage and the transmission of the lineage. The guru is the very essence of all these beings condensed into just one person. To do this, one visualizes one's own guru in the form of Buddha Vajrayana, Tibetan Dorje Chang, and visualizes him above one's head or in space before one. It makes no difference between visualizing Vajrayana in space before one or visualizing him on top of one's head. One meditates on the fact that his presence is the essence of all the gurus and that his form is that of Buddha Vajrayana. One meditates and prays to him one-pointedly, and at the end, one visualizes him melting into light, and this light is absorbed into oneself. Through the fusion of the guru and oneself, a connection is made in which one obtains both the blessing or the transmission of the essence of the Dhamma and the seed of accomplishment. When we have done that, we rest our mind in a completely unfabricated state. First of all, we don't bother remembering things from the past. This means we don't think that yesterday, last month, or last year we did such and such, or we don't bother to recall what it was like when we were young. We don't think, oh, this person said that, or I've had this sort of feeling, or this happened to me. We simply don't bother about our memories and all the data from the past. So when we sit down to meditate, we think, now I am going to meditate, and we decide positively not to become involved with thoughts and memories. Then we don't think about the future. Many people worry a bit and feel quite uncomfortable when they receive this instruction and ask, if I don't think about the future, it is going to be really difficult to make any plans and work out what I'm going to do. They have not quite understood that there are two stages in our practice. This is the meditation and the post-meditation. These instructions of not remembering and not planning are concerned with what we do only when we are actually practicing meditation. In between these periods, it is quite all right to plan and to work out what to do in relative existence. So if we are thinking, I'm going to build a house, or I'm going to write a letter, or something like that, then the post-meditation phase is the time to sort all this out. If we are full of such thoughts while meditating, the presence of these thoughts and the agitation it creates will prevent us from getting a taste of meditation and developing our meditation. So far, the obvious level of remembering the past and planning for the future has been explained. But there is also a more subtle level. Not remembering means not toying or chewing over the thoughts which have just occurred, or thinking of things which have just happened in previous instances of meditation. We don't think, oh, I just thought this, or this idea just came up, and then start to contemplate it. We just leave the mind very relaxed. No matter what thoughts, concepts, or ideas come up, we don't bother to consider or analyze them. On the more subtle level of planning the future, we don't hope for an experience in meditation and think, now I am meditating. This sort of experience will come. Once again, we just leave the mind very relaxed, without planning, hoping, or contriving the meditation. Even in the present time, we don't think, now I am meditating, and now I am having a thought, and so on. The reason we don't become too involved with thoughts that pop up in the mind is that if we do pay attention to them, we become involved in a never-ending process of tracing thoughts with, oh, now I am thinking this, now I am thinking that thought, now this thought is occurring, oh yes, this thought is nice. This constant recording of what is taking place will go on, and we will be caught up in the flow of constant observation of what is happening in the mind. That is why we leave the thoughts completely alone and don't pay any attention to them. It is not good to think of the future on a subtle level. Trying too hard to contrive meditation by thinking, oh, now I am thinking this and it ought to be like that, or oh, now I am meditating well and I must keep it up, or this isn't so good, I must adjust it so it's more like that, is not a useful thing. The Buddha said that if one tries too hard and tries to fabricate the meditation too much, then this actually becomes a distraction which troubles the mind. With distraction, one never develops stability of mind. For example, if one keeps stirring muddy water, it never becomes clear. The water becomes clear by just leaving it. One can't make the clarity by stirring or doing something to it. One needs to leave it alone to be calm. There is a quotation which says, if one doesn't trouble the water, it is clear. If one doesn't fabricate the mind, then it is content. Our mind's experience is a succession of instants. One instant follows another like a rosary. Mental activity is a succession of different experiences, one after the other. In those instants, thoughts can arise or not arise. In meditation, when one relaxes very precisely in the actual instant without confusing it with the instant that has passed or a future one, there is only the freshness of the moment. One does this without the idea of this is such and such a thought. One may think that this will create a state of annihilation in the mind, but it doesn't, and if one can rest in that freshness, it leads to great clarity. So in the first instant, one rests in the freshness, and then without any analysis, one rests in the second instant, whatever is there is also completely fresh, and so on. If one can manage to stay within this present instant relaxed and fresh, then great peace and tranquility of mind will automatically emerge. If one is tense or thinking, oh, now I am having this thought, I must change it, or I am meditating, then one is not in relaxed meditation. The thing to do is to be relaxed in the freshness of the moment. While being relaxed, one is very attentive with mindfulness and awareness. It means one is aware and mindful of what is happening in a very bright and alert way, like a very good spy. A good spy knows what he is doing, that he is writing a letter now, and then he's going to go there. So one has this relaxed but incredibly alert mindfulness while being in the freshness of the present moment. When we meditate, we actually practice both aspects of relaxation in meditation, mindfulness and awareness. When meditation is very comfortable and we aren't troubled by many thoughts, we can just relax in the freshness of the moment. If many thoughts and distractions arise, that is the time to be very mindful and aware of what is taking place. Because of an incredible awakeness and sharpness of mind, the thoughts will eventually subside and this clarity of mind will increase. So when a large number of thoughts subside through our alertness and awareness and we become very comfortable, then we can turn down the sharpness and awareness and be more relaxed. Relaxed, however, doesn't mean being carried away by our thoughts, because that would be the same as not meditating. Relaxed means to be comfortable in this freshness of this instant of the present time. At first, We do short periods of meditation to be very relaxed in the freshness of the present and trying to be very alert about what is taking place. That very alertness doesn't mean one sees the thoughts and thinks, "Oh, these thoughts are a bad thing." It is said that the clarity of mind is unbroken. It is there continuously. By meditating in this way, one will come closer and closer to the inherent clarity of the essence of mind. Samatha meditation, the meditation which brings this calmness and peace of mind, is done either with a support or without a support. With a support means meditating on something like a Buddha statue, on the breath, or a visualization. This is an easier way to meditate, but one gradually needs to develop concentration that has no support. In samatha, without a support means settling the mind without settling on something. Usually, the way we do this is to do samatha meditation, which is mainly focused on the freshness of whatever is happening in the present moment.